Hi there, and welcome to another Beyond Threats podcast by Bleckmann. As always, I am your host, Erik Janssen Steenberg, and today we're going to take another deep dive in what is developing, what are the trends in fashion and lifestyle, and then predominantly in the supply chain management sector. And today I'm joined by Bleckmann's very own Ruud Mars and Superdry's Panos Christoforos. Thank you very much for being here, guys.
Thank you very much.
And the reason why you guys are here is we're going to take a deep dive into why logistics and transport should be and needs to be a strategic element of the overall operation. So, Panos, for now, can you please briefly introduce yourself, what you do at Superdry, and therefore why you are at the table right now, and maybe also a bit of a sneak peek on how Superdry's expansion has required you to team up with a partner like us.
Yeah, first of all, thank you again for having me here. I've been working with Superdry for almost 8 years now.
Yeah.
And I'm overseeing all the warehousing and transport operations in Europe. Mm-hmm. As you're aware, the warehousing operations are managed through Bleckmann.
Yeah. You actually have an office in our building.
Indeed.
That's how tight
all these years.
Yeah.
I'm much more closer, I would say, to the Bleckmann team than my colleagues who are based, majority of them in the UK.
Yeah.
All these years, Superdry's expansion in all the different countries in Europe, in all the different channels, needed always a 3PL that will be there to help with that expansion and that growth.
Yeah.
Among this expansion and growth as well, we had to face Brexit. It was a very challenging period for us since we had to reorganize ourselves. Mm-hmm. Superdry, as you know, it's a British brand, so basically we had to reorganize ourselves around customs and operations, and all these with many unknowns. And as well, we have been trying all these years as well to embed sustainability in our operations.
Yeah.
And trying to do that, of course, by better efficiency warehouse, better transportation costs, and trying to be greener.
Yeah, and trust me, Ruud, I will get to you in a moment, but this one is too good to leave hanging. So, Panos, for the listeners, because most of them are primarily consumers, and it is not entirely clear all that comes to the playing field when an order is placed. So can you enlighten us and tell us more about what the day in the life of a transport responsible manager looks like?
Well, on a daily basis, the first thing that I'm going to do, I'm going to open my laptop and I will start monitoring all different kind of reports in order to make sure that deliveries and the performance from the carriers, as well also from the warehouse, everything is on track. Yeah. I will check and review as well if there's any kind of information or feedback from our customer services or even from the Bleckmann transport team that they might have identified any kind of ad hoc issues, and I will try to fix them. In the meantime as well, I would say almost also in a daily basis, we are working for strategic, I would say, initiatives to see how we can improve our service to our customers for all the three different channels, e-com, wholesale and retail, together with the Bleckmann team or with a few other carriers. And that's what is my daily, let's say, time that I need to spend around transport.
Yeah. Yeah, and don't forget, Superdry is in an omnichannel sales setup. So the reportings will be highlighting updates and tracking information, etc., performance information on many different sales channels with a large number of carriers, couriers, partners like that. Ruud, your turn. So we've spoken before. At the time, you were still responsible for all the transportation, carrier management, carrier selection, etc. at Bleckmann. To my modest opinion, you've done a very good job. But why did you transfer to BD? And moreover, please briefly introduce yourself.
So the change from operations towards business development was given more by say handling the things that we built. Say 6 years ago, I had a strategy and a vision. We need to make Bleckmann a say market leader on the customer journey. So supporting our customers in a way that was not seen in the environment yet.
Yeah.
So we've now built a system that is covering the whole journey for all omnichannel transport. And that is not seen in the market yet, and it's also not seen in the company yet.
Right.
So we built a lot, but we didn't sell it yet.
Yeah.
So that's why they asked me to move from operations into business development and to also start working on getting to know Bleckmann as a transport provider.
Absolutely.
And in that role, and in the prior role, we had a lot of contact with Superdry during QBRs. And QBRs was not just performance management for me, but it was always about strategic vision, and
what's
strategic
next?
What's next. So what are the developments in the market? Where do we need to focus on as a company and give that to Superdry? So if you see now speed versus reliability, sustainability, returns propositions, all these complexities and new arising complexities, USA reducing the de minimis. Okay, what are we going to do with that? I mean, these are challenges for companies, and we need to be ready to cover those challenges for our partners. I mean, I don't know how you see that.
Yeah, I would agree on a few points you just mentioned, basically, and there's the main pains, I would say, for a fashion brand, and things that we try to solve and to work around. As you mentioned, reliability, especially now that the customers they are demanding and they want faster and faster deliveries. At the same moment that you need to keep the same customer service or even enhance it with extra, I would say, information that you try to provide them, let's say through the carriers, how and when they want to receive the delivery on a different way, etc. It's a very fresh one, as you mentioned, issues with the customs, complexity around there, especially from a brand like us as well, that we do deliver all over the world, USA, but as well you have complexity for customs operations even within Europe, I would say, like countries Switzerland and Norway, especially on the reverse logistics, where you need to do things in a proper manner in order to have a really fast and quick return process, because it's not only just to receive the goods back. Fast return process, it means that you have refunded back your customer, you have provided the best customer service to them.
And you have the product readily available for resales again,
exactly,
in a pristine condition.
Exactly, totally. And that's very important. I would add as well sustainability, because for us also as Superdry there is a key focus regarding our future and what we want to do, and there we are aiming to become as green as possible, of course, not only in the warehouse, on transport, but as well even in the packaging. And that, of course, it's extremely challenging, I would say, to do it and to keep the costs at the same levels like before. And the last one, of course, and that's something we always going through with Bleckmann as well, it's peak periods for us. That's a very important period of the year, since most of the brands around the peak period do a vast majority of their sales. So you need to make sure that our forecast is there, and of course the carriers and the warehouse had planned the necessary capacity, and they do have that capacity in order to be able to go through that difficult period, I would say, and challenging.
But it are those pain points that you just mentioned that turn into a necessity, that turn into a strategy. That makes perfect sense. But how did you know that you needed to partner with Bleckmann? What was the reason that you partnered with Bleckmann and you did it in such a way that you still are partnered with us? This is not something from the last quarters or years. This has been going on for 13, 14 years now.
Indeed.
And it's not going to end anytime soon.
No, I don't believe so.
No.
The relationship between Bleckmann and Superdry, if I'm not wrong, it starts in 2011, much more than the years that I'm working with Superdry. As I mentioned, I'm just 8 years.
Yeah.
So the relationship is almost like 15 years. I think the main reason probably Bleckmann had been selected based on my experience from what I have seen, I think it's their expertise around fashion logistics.
Yeah.
There are many companies doing logistics, but I do believe that if you have an expertise on specific industry, that helps a lot in order to be able to be in a much better position to respond in changes and challenges maybe a company or a brand like us might face during a year or years. Working also with Bleckmann all these years, I can say another positive point as well is the fact that they are fashion experts by having also many other brands. So the knowledge also that they're getting operating with many different fashion brands as well.
Yeah.
I could say that they're in a position to learn different things and different ways of working that they can share through the different customers.
Now, that's, for example, why I like working for Bleckmann is because we have that hyper focus on a piece of the pie. And the pie being supply chain management, but we want to hyper focus on fashion and lifestyle alone. By doing so, you get always a shared trend, a shared need, and therefore there's a broader base to base your capex on, your developments, your interests, your expertise. So indeed, if we learn something in a partnership with customer A, and it will be beneficial for customer B, for example, Superdry, that's a no-brainer, and it's an easy 1 + 1 = 3 equation.
Well, it's something that I need and I love to say many times. Like Bleckmann comes too often, I would say, with many new initiatives, either warehousing or in transport, in order to do things better.
Yeah.
To do things with less costs, and it's something, as I mentioned as well, like on my daily role, what I have learned, and Bleckmann has played also a role on that. It's part of our daily work, not just looking at reports and see how is the career performance, for example, but we keep constantly working on initiatives to see how things can be done better, can be done faster, can be done cheaper, can be done greener. All the things that Superdry needs to achieve, and I can clearly say that Bleckmann is helping us constantly on that.
Yeah, it's indeed the agility. Yeah, so we're very good in flexing, scalable up, but also down if we have to. Ruud, what is your idea about that? Because you know what it means to be a true partner. So what does it take in your day-to-day to be that value-adding partner for Superdry?
For me, I mean, it's not accepting status quo. It is always being proactive in doing things better. That's what we've done with Superdry, but also very many others. With that said, I mean, we are more or less the last touch point in the chain, and the only touch point from the parcel or the delivery towards the customer.
Absolutely.
So we should act as a extension of the company, and that's a true partnership for me. We are Superdry. No, we are market. Any other brand. This is in our DNA, and that makes us, I think, the fashion and lifestyle specialist.
We take that very serious. So when you go into a store and you buy a Superdry article, highly likely nobody from the Superdry team will ever have handled that product. But the Bleckmann team will have handled it. They picked it, they packed it, they shipped it, they delivered it. So and we take that very serious. And we are, maybe not a decisive, but we are very much part of the overall I would say, customer approach, customer satisfaction rating. Yeah, absolutely. And looking ahead, as I already said, I don't expect this partnership to go anywhere in the next couple of years because we're doing such a good job together. But where do you see the biggest opportunities for smarter, more efficient logistics, transportation, and that not just for Superdry, but also for the sector as a whole?
Well, first of all, I would say warehousing, everybody, and we are looking also with Bleckmann for any kind of automation solutions. So that's one thing, and we have already done some projects, but there are other solutions, I would say, that we are looking in order to become more efficient.
Yeah.
And transport-wise, I would say probably, and it's again things that we are working currently together to give more alternatives to our customers, how they want to receive their deliveries, and if there's ways basically for the outbound and the reverse logistics as well to enhance the customer experience of how they're receiving, how they're returning their goods back.
Yeah. Ruud?
Yeah, we need to be on top of the market. The latest developments. What I said also in one of my earlier podcasts.
Yeah.
www. The customer decides when, with whom, and what kind of service.
Correct.
That's where we are working currently on, but there are other developments that we are on top of, and with the correct IT systems on the Superdry side, we can merge even further.
Yeah, and I'm over the moon with the implementation of Blue Rock and all that is bringing us. What are other developments? Is AI around the corner in terms of transportation?
We are starting to look at it because the enormous amount of data we have now captured from our 200 plus customers with I don't know how many status updates, the millions of data records.
Yeah.
Not only from Superdry, but from each and every other brand. And it gives us so much information, and now we start looking, okay, what can we do with all this information? And not only for Superdry itself, but from the whole customer portfolio.
Yeah.
So yes, challenging.
It's really a vault of information and knowledge. Yeah, I'm afraid that it's all the time that we have for today. But thank you very much for your valuable insights, Ruud, Panos. And for me, it's interesting to see how you guys have the chemistry to work together on a first name basis, let's call it that, and it makes me want to be part of what's coming, what's in store for the years to come. And I hope you as an audience have concluded the same, felt the same, and without a doubt there are questions. And maybe they want to bend your ear, Panos, on how to best work with partners like 3PL, and Ruud, there will be questions about, okay, how are you doing things, and how can you make that work in the favor of my brand? So how could those people reach out to you, Panos?
Everyone can reach me through LinkedIn. I don't have any issues, so they can find my name Good. On LinkedIn.
Yeah, so he's on LinkedIn, no problem, reach out. Ruud, same for you?
Same for me, LinkedIn or via the normal Bleckmann.com website.
Yeah. So Ruud is now part of BD. He's come over to the dark side and joined me with business development. So whenever you have a question, let us know. Reach out through the website, through the sales and marketing email box, of course, and we will find you either the party to talk to and discuss, or we find you the answers. Thank you very much for being here today, guys, and without a doubt we'll talk soon. And for the audience, thank you very much for being here today. Make sure to hit that button and follow us on the socials, just to make sure that you are part of the next session of the Beyond Threat podcast by Bleckmann. Till then, as always, I'm Erik Jansen Steenberg. See you soon.